So here on this channel, we like to talk about underdogs, and we like to appreciate teams that don't get the respect that they actually deserve. And there's one team that I've noticed this offseason that has gotten zero coverage for how well they played last year, and that is the Florida Panthers. Now, the Panthers, in case you missed it for some reason, they made the Stanley Cup Finals last year, beating out some pretty serious competition, including the Carolina Hurricanes, the Boston Bruins, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, nobody saw this in the cards for the Panthers, but led by an insane Matthew Tkachuk performance and an incredible comeback by Sergei Bobrovsky, the Cats are still looking pretty mean heading into the 23-24 season. But there's one thing that I actually want to talk about with this team that I kind of wish that they had done. I'm not saying that this is possible, but I just kind of wish that it was a consideration for their GM, and that's the potential of trading Sergei Bobrovsky. Now, hear me out before you start freaking out. A movable contract, blah blah blah. Let's just say they can find a suitor to send Sergei Bobrovsky to. The Panthers would have found the perfect opportunity to dish off a veteran who's kind of falling off in his career and get rid of that massive contract. Now, Sergei Bobrovsky is the second highest paid goalie in the league right now, behind Carey Price, who's potentially retiring. Sergei Bobrovsky in the 2019 offseason signed a 7-year, $70 million contract with the Panthers, and let's just say his performance since signing that has kind of fallen off. Since 2019-20 season, he's had a .900 save percentage, then a .906, .913, and last season a .901. Now, this is not really star potential for a goalie of his caliber, especially considering the fact he hasn't had a goals against average below 2.5 since he signed with the Panthers. But I'm just saying, if Bobrovsky has that performance last season, it might be time to shop him and get the most value that you can for a goalie like this, especially when you have so much potential with Matthew Tkachuk on your roster and a Florida Panthers team that came so close to winning it last season. Are you really going to get that same performance out of Sergei Bobrovsky next season, or are you going to try to run with Spencer Knight if he's available? I mean, even Alex Lyon, he had a pretty solid season last year. Not that he's even going to be with the Panthers this season, but do you really want Sergei Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight being your two goalies if Bobrovsky's riding the bench for $10 million like he kind of did this last season? But I want to know what Panthers fans think and just what people think in general. Would Sergei Bobrovsky be better off playing for a team that's in playoff contention? Maybe a team like Edmonton who desperately needs a goalie. Obviously, they can't make the cap space work, but I'm just saying this is like a hypothetical, like a team like Edmonton who could actually use a goalie of his caliber in the playoffs and maybe bounce around with Stuart Skinner in the regular season. Let me know what you think about this. Comment if you think there's a person out there who should trade for Sergei Bobrovsky, or if he's in a good spot with the Florida Panthers. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.